Good morning. You know what's scarier than a horror movie? A narcissist. And why they're everywhere and why do they find you? Let's unpack that. So this video is for all beautiful souls out there who have been manipulated, gaslit, or emotionally drained by these creatures. Let's call them creatures. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit tough. I will try to, even though I cannot. If you're one of these people that I'm gonna talk about, just find a way. We're living in a world that there are many solutions for everything. I don't know, visit a therapist or go and find the best psychologist, or just literally go to nature and hug a tree. So these people, they can come in all shapes and disguises. Professors with power issues, parents who treat you like project, or friends that are friends until you glow, or lovers that they call you crazy because they ghosted you for 7 business days and you're the crazy one. Sorry, not them. Okay? So, all these people, from the bottom of my heart, I hope your charger breaks at 1%. So the lovers, talking about the narcissistic lovers, the main features that you're gonna see or you have seen already in these people, if they're in the forms of lovers, emotions for them is just something very insignificant and something very crazy. You might cry in front of them and it may mean nothing. If you're crying in front of them, they're gonna be like, she's crying or he's crying. It can be any gender, by the way. I forgot to tell this. Emotion is very invalid for them. They find it hilarious, somebody sharing their emotions. And other characteristics that you may see in this type of people in forms of lovers, they are, surprisingly charming to everyone, and they're seeking attention from everyone. So you're gonna feel like you're not enough, because you're like, if I were enough, why my lover would go and find attention from another? And you're gonna start to hate yourself, because you're gonna be like, oh, my lover, my partner, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, they are constantly seeking attention from outside, but I am here being the most beautiful or handsome, hardworking person in the world. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You could be any of this. You could be the most successful Hollywood actor or actress, or you could be very empathetic. Doesn't matter. For them, the more you see through them, it's very dangerous. And this is where things are getting a little bit crazy and out of control. So in the beginning, they're perfect. The more you know them, they feel a little bit insecure about that, because they don't love themselves, they hate themselves. When there's somebody being so close to them that they can see these insecurities, they're gonna start to feel like, oh my god, I'm in danger, I'm being seen. So if you just find yourself in a position that you're like, oh my god, I've done a lot of things for this person, I was there in their hard times, no, doesn't matter. They don't want this. They want just temporary admiration from random people, just to fill that gap that has been missed for years and years. So it doesn't matter. You could be the sweetheart, and most probably they find sweethearts, but doesn't matter. They prefer temporary admiration over long-term partner. That's why they cannot stay in long-term relationship, because they don't want to be seen or understood. Another category is professors. I've seen a lot of professors that they are actually very narcissist. Just act like that they don't exist. It's crazy because they hate it. One time I remember there were 2 professors and me that we were sitting on the same table, and I know that they kind of need this external validation. I felt it from the beginning. So for example, one of them was entering the class and saying, who loves me here? Raise your hand if you love me. And if you were not raising your hand, he would go mad and he would go nuts and saying, oh, why don't you love me? Asking each person, why don't you love me? And imagine it's kind of like a disease, it's a mental disorder. But it's just in our real life, unfortunately. And so I was sitting with these 2 professors, and I remember I just appreciated something about the other one, and immediately the professor left the table. without any like warning or anything. No, I just need to go. And I was like, hey, where are you going? And he didn't answer. You know why? Because they hate. It needs to be, all the things needs to be all about them. Zoom out and, you know, put your concentration on something else or someone else. Oh my God, they hate this. And very common signs that I see among these people, they leave, you know, they're like, they cannot stand this. So another category is families, and that's a tricky part because, as I said earlier, it's really difficult to cut your parents off if they have any of these characteristics or any signs of being a narcissist. But unfortunately, it's such a common thing in our life. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of children, that how they're being like underestimated by their families. Whatever you do, it's like never enough. So I've never been in that position, but I can feel how painful it is. And it's very like interesting. You're never enough for them because they want the best version of you. And sometimes they confuse it with love. They're like, I love you, so I want the best for you. I love you, so I want you to go to the best school in the world. I love you, so I want you to be like not super successful, mega successful. And that's how I can love you, you know? And if you do this, then I'm gonna love you so much. Yeah, I love you, but you need some improvements. So it's really hard for them to accept that they're just children and they just need love and to be understood rather than just being told what to do in their life. And unfortunately, as I said, sometimes it can be twisted with love, which I think it's not love. Some of these children that just need, or teenagers, let's say, in their early age of their life, they need emotional support more than any support in their life. So they're gonna be like, but I'm there for you. I sent you to the best country to study, or I bought you the best car in the world. Why is this not enough for you? Of course it's not enough because they don't need that. Maybe they do, but they need emotional support first place. And this is something that most parents, they don't understand. They think like supported in a financial way equals to all supports in life. But no, you know, these children, they're gonna grow up either being like that, being super emotionally unavailable, having trust issues, and or becoming another narcissist, unfortunately, or they're gonna be the most sweetheart in the world, that they can fall in love with a little bit of affection, or the moment that they meet somebody that gives them a little bit of support, emotional support, so which can be also very dangerous because these people, they can fall in love with anyone regardless of their personality. Maybe they could fall in love with the most dangerous person because they show a little bit of love. I wish just parents knew this. Another category is friends. Signs you could see in narcissist friends, actually it's all about them. It's never going to be about you. So if you are having a hard time in your life, they're not going to be there for you. And even like the whole story is about you, your success or your sadness or your happiness, sometimes it's gonna go back to them. So if you're talking about your problem, it's gonna end up being their problem. So they don't want to like listen to you because they just want the whole story to become about them. That's the sad thing. I read a lot of books and watched a lot of videos about the solution. Honestly, they all gave me one answer, actually two answers or solutions. Either you stay with them and accept all the things that the way they are and not hoping for any change. Maybe there's a possibility. Nothing is impossible in this world, but it's very difficult for them to accept even there's something wrong with them. And most of them, they hate psychology and psychologists and therapists because they think that, oh, it's bullshit and it's not very helpful and it's a scam, you know? And the reason that they're thinking that way is because they are visiting a psychologist, their ego is gonna be smashed. They're gonna be like, oh my god, somebody is better than me or knowing more than me, sitting in front of me and guiding me. Oh my god, no, this is not for me. I know more all the time. I am the best all the time. I don't need help. So mostly because they have this mindset, they're not gonna visit psychologists. But again, nothing is impossible in life. So either you just like stay with them and accept the things the way that they are and compromise a lot, or you just leave them. And you know, it's really easy for me to sit here and say block them, delete them, or block their dog's account, cry with a friend, start over, laugh again. I know all these things are easy to say, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist parent, because you cannot cut them off easily, as I said earlier. But at least putting boundaries is the best. Even like it works perfectly with parents if you're putting a boundary, like a healthy boundary, not like in a disrespectful way. I totally understand if you're with a narcissist lover, it's really, really difficult to leave that dynamic because it's very addictive. So one day they love you so much, they respect you so much, but the other day you mean nothing for them. And there are a lot of ups and downs, and it's very, you know, addictive. This cycle is very addictive because you're not like only leaving them, you're leaving the part of yourself that believe in them so badly. And you're gonna leave the part of yourself that really hoped for things to change, and that's very hard. Leaving that part of yourself is hard. I really understand, but it's possible. I think I really love sitting here and talking in the sun. And in conclusion, I think I have something that I'm gonna read it over. So, conclusion, just to wrap everything up. Seeing it from the bright side of the story, everyone has met at least one narcissist in their life with any firm. They teach what you never want again, which is a big thing. Wish them this and leave. May your mirror always be clean. May your new victim have stronger boundaries than I did. And may you someday feel actual shame. Amen. Let them think they won. Let them repeat the cycle with someone new. And never be like sad, because I find myself in that position. I was like, oh my god, but they're gonna treat so much better with a new person. It's just in the beginning. Wait for them. They could never love somebody. Just let them think that they won and move on. And believe me, if you meet like wonderful people in your life, not only in lovers form, it would be easy for you to forget about them and to remind you that what an actual kindness is. So they're like wonderful people in this world. At least I want to believe in that. So happy Sunday. Thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna finish this amazing. Oh, you may wonder what that is, or maybe you don't wonder, but I'm gonna just tell it anyways. I put like some chia and Gucci berry, if I pronounced it right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy your day, and I hope I will record more, and I promise myself not to just disappear. So let's hope for that.